Alright guys, so in this video, what I want to do is I want to give you guys a very, and I emphasize very, basic overview of a packet and the different parts that it's broken into and, well, just exactly what it is. So for this example, go ahead and open that file that you downloaded in the first video. So HTTP, and boom, there you go. So select packet number 4, and we can see already that this is a GET request. Now, I'm guessing that you guys are already a little bit familiar with GET requests. Basically, whenever you want a web page from, some server like Facebook or something, then you're going to send that server a GET request, and that server, hopefully, if everything works correctly, it's going to send you back some HTML file. And it doesn't have to be an HTML file, it could be like a picture, whatever. So we're just going to get something from a server. Now, whenever you're trying to look at a packet, to be honest, the way I think about it is it's really easy to understand if you think of it just like a package, like you're sending someone a package in the mail. So whenever you send them a package, then what you do is, you just don't send them an empty box. You need the address on it, and you put your return address in. You put some stuff inside the package, unless you do want to send them an empty box for some reason. But that's basically how packets work with computers as well. Whenever you look at a packet, what it basically is it's a package of information that you're going to send to another computer. So this packet right here is just a package that we're sending to some other server, and inside the package is pretty much saying, hey, give me a file. So we're going to start at the bottom right here, and let me minimize this and maximize that and spread it all out. Alright, so it all starts with HTTP, and this is pretty much the protocol saying this is the type of data that you're going to be sending, and this is how it's going to be formatted. So whenever the server gets this and sees that it's HTTP, that usually means, okay, so they're looking for some web file, maybe a picture, maybe just an HTML file, whatever. Now, there are rules that whenever we send an HTTP packet, that it needs to be formatted in a specific kind of way. So the server is going to look through things like request URI, request method, and it basically, like I said, these are the rules of how the data is formatted and what type of data it is. Now, we also need to include basic TCP information. Now, TCP, this is the protocol, and again, like I said, this is a really basic overview, but these are the rules on how we are going to connect to that server. Now, inside here, there's some real basic information like the ports that we're going to be using, and we're going to be taking a closer look at TCP, specifically the handshake or the process of exactly how they're connected in probably the next tutorial. But just remember, this is what type of data it is and how it's formatted, and these are the rules on how we're going to be connected. Now, we're also going to include IPv4 since we're using version 4 IP addresses, and this is the destination and return address information. So we'll see, okay, what is the IP address of the server we want to connect to, and whenever it sends information back, we need to give them their IP so it can actually send it to the, back to our computer. Now, this Ethernet section right here, whenever your message is all packaged up and ready to be sent, you just don't send it directly to that server because you don't have a big Ethernet cable connected to Facebook server. So you need to send it to your router, and then your router sends it to, I don't know, maybe another router, and then through internet magic it eventually gets there. So whenever you send it to your router, you need your router's MAC address. Now, whenever it goes to Facebook and comes back, it's going to go through your router, so that way whenever the data gets to your router, if a bunch of different computers are connected to it, then your computer's be like, hey, over here, that's for me. So basically this is the information to connect your computer to your router, and it uses MAC addressing and frames. This is basically the point where the software becomes real, because this software that's on our computer right now, you can't touch it, you can't hold it in your hand, it's just a program. However, what is eventually going to happen is the software, all these ones and zeros that somehow magically become a picture, they need to be converted into either like a if you're transferring it over Ethernet, a bit of electricity. If you're transferring it over fiber optics, then little pulses of light. If you're using Wi-Fi, then it's going to convert it into radio waves. Now, these frames, in this framing information, it includes a bunch of hardware information like the Mac header and the trailer, and it also includes Ethernet info. But basically, this helps software become real, so data that can actually be transmitted. Now we can actually see that data. So for example, if we see this is bytes on a wire. So whenever we transfer over a wire, an Ethernet cable, what's going to happen is it's going to send a pulse of electricity every time you see one, and it's going to hold off or not send one whenever you see a zero. So boop 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 boop, kind of like a weird Morse code. So again, fiber optics, you would use light. Wi-Fi, these would be radio waves. And Wi-Fi protocol is, a whole different beast. It's complex, but that's the, like I said, real basic overview of how you pretty much look up memes on the internet. This is what's happening behind the scenes. Now, the cool thing is, once this gets to the destination, and once all these electrical signals get to like a server, I don't know, like Instagram server, then the first thing it's going to do is it's going to be accepting all of these electronic signals, and then it's going to go through and says, oh, we got some data. And then it's going to go backwards even more. Oh, we got some HTTP data. Oh, they requested this file, and this is how I'm supposed to send it back. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to package it up in this kind of way, and whenever the server gets that package, it's going to unwrap it bit by bit and eventually see the message inside. And the message says, hey, yo, I want this dank meme, send it back. So, like I said, it's a very basic overview of what happens, so hopefully you guys understand these sections a little bit more clearly, and, a lot more to cover, but there you go. Thank you guys for watching. Next video, TCP handshake, is going to be awesome.